and welcome back to another wonderful Ponytown Update video. Today we have ourselves version 0.82.0. This one has a lot of exciting features and very critical features and things like that, which once again brings us back to the Ponytown Patreon, where they recently updated the description of it and everything like that to include this little bit of description that says they are in the process of implementing their core gameplay features. Which I believe this is one of those important core play features, because it finally brings us all kinds of exciting things. We can now set our status, as you can see from this little GIF here. You can set to busy, away, looking for chat, looking for roleplay, and you can highlight the people that are looking for roleplay or looking for chats and stuff like that. So this feels like a very important core mechanic that has honestly been something we've wanted forever, so it's nice to finally have that. But in addition to that, they didn't just give us those important core play features, they also gave us new manes, new tails, and new ponytails. They added new head accessories, new face markings, new patterns for shirts and skirts, and of course their online status menu. They added status indicators to players and names and stuff like that on your profile, so if you click on someone you'll be able to see their status and everything like that. As well, if they're in your friends list, you'll be able to see if they're online and if they're busy or if they're AFK, those kinds of things. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, you can highlight those options to find people that are looking for chat or people that are looking for roleplay. That way you can find people that you want to roleplay with much quicker and easier. They added the mechanic to automatically set an away status. It's sort of an away status. You can call it an AFK status, whatever you want to call it. But essentially, it automatically makes you go asleep after a set amount of time. Now, you can customize this to be like a specific time and everything like that. So you can set it to be like, oh, 5 minutes, I'll go to sleep. And people will know I'm AFK. 10 minutes, I'll automatically fall asleep. People will know that I'm away. So it's very interesting and a nice little mechanic there. They added indicators for when players are typing, which again feels like a very core feature. Now you can disable this and do kinds of weird things like that around with it if you want to, but suffice it to say, whenever someone starts typing, you'll see this little indicator above their head and you'll be able to see that, hey, this person is about to send me a message or about to say something. So that's a fun little thing that you're able to do now. You can also resize the emoji picker as well. The emoji picker itself looks much better and much prettier. You can now see the names when hovering over certain emojis in the emoji picker, which is something that we've needed. They added remembering last used objects, tiles, and walls. So basically when you leave the game and come back, it'll know what objects, tiles, and walls that you were using and be able to immediately bring you right there instead of resetting you back, which is a nice little feature. They improved some other mains. They improved the emoji pick scroll bar. They improved movement of bunnies and flying critters. Improved Russian localization. Changed disabling chat option to hide, to not hide, I should say, player names. They changed friend online status menu. They adjusted the brightness and contrast sliders range, which basically means you can't turn the game completely pitch black anymore, which is honestly good because I don't know why it was ever like that in the first place. They fixed a floating toy that was, I guess, floating. They fixed being able to walk outside the map on the top of the house. Yes, that's right. You can no longer glitch yourself out of the party house, which is a little bit sad, but it is something that has been a bug since like forever. So it is interesting to see that they fixed that instead of just leaving it there. They fixed issues with changing the fence season, so if you're changing the season of the fence, there was issues, they fixed those. They fixed some cases of players' state getting desynced, which basically, I'm not 100% sure how to explain this, but it's a good thing, trust me. They also optimized server performance and all those fancy words and stuff like that. So there you have it, that's what's in the update. I'm gonna hop into the game right now and kind of show you some of the new mains and things like that. So if I go over here to the characters thing and we'll pretend that we're gonna make a new character, how about that? We can go straight over to the face because I'm very intrigued by these face markings and everything like that. Look at this weird face marking that we got. It's interesting. We also got this weird face marking and things like that, and of course you can change the colors of those and everything like that. We didn't get any kind of new facial hair or anything like that, but if we go over to the tails, I believe these are new tails. I could be wrong. I honestly not super familiar with that, but we indeed 100% got these new mains. This one here, which definitely, like they could say whatever they want, this is definitely like inspired by Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like there's no way that's not. This nice one here, I actually really like this one. It reminds me of Sonic. I don't know why. And I'm talking about like Sonic the restaurant, not Sonic the Hedgehog. We got some mains here. This one right here is kind of nice. It's like a little bit of a bed head kind of idea there. We got some new ponytails, this big double ponytail things, stuff like that. It's quite interesting. Now, if we go over to the items, you can see that we have, you know, our typical dresses and everything like that. These typical back dresses, skirts, whatever you want to call them. We have some new patterns for them. I really love this one right here with the little, I guess you could call them gems, or I guess they could be whatever you want them to be, because you can change the colors of those. If we take a look at the chest accessories and everything like that, there's not any new chest accessories, but if we click on one, for example, this shirt here, there are some new ones. I believe, yes, right here, there is a new one. I believe that's a new one. That is a new one, right? So we got this one here. We got some cool things like that. These are definitely new. We got some cool things that we can do with the little cloak thing. That is awesome to have. Other than that, I don't believe there was any other thing other than these hats. Yes, that's right, the hats, which unfortunately do not work with ponytails, which have always been a thing ever since ponytails were added. But if we go over here to the mains real quick and remove the ponytails, we can get a better look at. Let's go ahead and remove this as well, so we can get a really good idea of what these look like. So we got a pair of feathers here, a hat with a feather, another hat with a feather, really nice little things like that. And of course, we can change that feather color to be whatever we want, so we can have a little white feather if we want to, things like that. There's all kinds of cool, fun things like that for you guys to play around with and have fun with the customization and everything like that. Overall, I think it's really great what they've done with this, you know, customization side of things, but it's not the only thing that we've gotten in this update. No, it is definitely not the only thing. We also got, of course, a really long loading screen. We also, of course, got some new mechanics and stuff like that I want to show you guys. So let's go ahead and hop into the game and play around with these features and everything like that to give you guys an idea of what these features are exactly, how these things work and everything like that. As you can see here, there's this thing in the top right. It is a little bubble with a green dot in it. It should be like that by default. You can click on this and you get a handful of features. Now you can set yourself to online, which you already are by default. You can set yourself to looking for chat, which will then put up a little bubble thing above your head. You won't be able to see it yourself until like it's something that other people see, but you can click this, and then if someone else has this right here enabled, they will be able to see a little chat bubble above your head telling everyone that, hey, you're looking for a conversation. They have this looking for roleplay thing, so if you turn that on, it will have this little icon above your head whenever you have this enabled, which will then show people that, hey, you're looking for roleplay and things like that. If you want to be AFK or away from your keyboard or something like that, you can hit this away status. This away status will automatically enable after a fixed amount of time. And then of course you have this busy thing if you don't want to be bothered. So these are all kinds of little things that you can do to kind of show people like what you're wanting to do and accomplish here in Ponytown. Now, honestly, for me, I recommend leaving these two things basically permanently highlighted. If you want to kind of declutter some UI and things like that, I would remove them. Or I guess if you weren't looking for someone to go try to find a chat, I guess that's another reason why to remove them. But for me personally, I feel like it would make sense to kind of just leave these on pretty much permanently. But for now, let's go ahead and hit this friends list and see what our friends are doing. All of them are either online or offline, probably because the feature is new enough that they don't know what to do with it yet. I don't know. But we have the settings icon here. Now, some of you know that we used to have this thing here that would say offline or online. You can now click this and set yourself to offline. This hasn't really changed, but it does now show a description of what it does, and as well allows you to go offline. So if I click this, I'll be offline. Unfortunately, this little bubble doesn't change. I really wish it would change to like a gray, or maybe just completely disappear, or do some kind of weird thing like that, because it is kind of contradictory to what this is. I am set to offline. On the friends list, I will be offline to Am Dragon, Fear Me, and Orange Wine, Grain Chair, whatever. So that's what that works. That's slightly different now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go over some of those settings that we got for this. So if you hit this settings icon here and hit settings, you get all kinds of features here. Obviously, you have your AFK timeout and everything like that. You show away status after blank minutes of an activity. It's obviously set to 2 minutes by default. You can click this and have it set to never, so you never get this away status or whatever like that. You can set it to 10 minutes, 9 minutes, however long you want to set it to. Personally, I think 5 minutes is probably a good number for that. You can have it set to automatically make you fall asleep when you're inactive for a blank amount of time. So if I am not typing or clicking or doing anything whatsoever in Ponytown, my character will automatically fall asleep after 5 minutes, because that's what it's currently set to, which is indeed default. I personally think that you should probably leave these about the same. I'm not sure. I definitely wouldn't leave the fall asleep thing for too short, because you may be doing basically nothing for like a minute straight, and then it just makes you fall asleep, and that does all kinds of weird things like that. So I would probably leave this at like 5 minutes, or just turn it to never. That way you never automatically fall asleep. I'm gonna leave it at 5 minutes though, because sleeping is nice. We all need more sleep in our lives. If we go over to the chat section of the things and everything like that, we can now have this thing right here, this little check mark thing right here, hide indicators of players typing in chat. This will remove a little indicator of players that are about to type. So for example, if I were to hit OK and close out of this, if I hit enter and start typing, you can see this little thing up here. This is a chat indicator telling me that, hey, I'm typing. This player right here is typing. They're about to send a message. What is that message going to be? I bet you already know what that message is going to be. That's right. The message was banana. So as you can see there, it has a little typing indicator. If you're a Patreon supporter, if you have like your special color text enabled or whatever like that, as you saw there, it will be gold or whatever. If you're tier 2, it'll be orangish or whatever the color is. And then if you're tier 1, it'll be red. If you're in a party chat, if you want to hit the little party thing there and type in that, it will be the little party colors and things like that. So there is all of those little things like that. It should be changing colors and stuff like that, and it's a nice little feature. If we go to the main island here in a moment, you'll probably see a lot of people like those little chat bubbles above their heads. You can disable that with the setting that I just showed you previously. This a friend is like, hey, this typing shit's messing with my brain. It's weird. Honestly, I thought it was weird as well when they first introduced it, and honestly, I don't know how bad it is on public yet. That's what I'm about to find out for the first time ever. I feel like not that bad, but you see a lot of people looking for chats and role plays and stuff like that. So this is a perfect opportunity to show you guys that little mechanic there. So if I hit this little button up here and I decide to not highlight people that are looking for chat, those little chat bubble things go away. If I should decide to not look for people that are looking for role play, that goes away as well, and I can flip between them or leave both of them on. So I'm gonna leave both of them on for now, because I think it's just neat little information. Perhaps if there's ever any sort of performance issues or anything like that, you can turn those off and perhaps get some sort of benefit from that. But as you can see, there's just random people with speech bubble things above their head because they're typing. The little things like this, everyone's doing it now. I'm curious of how bad that's going to get. If it does get too bad though, of course, like I mentioned earlier, you do have the settings now to disable that. So if we go to chat, we can hit this and it will no longer show those little chat indicators. So other than this, there's not really much else to say. Like I said before, the contrast only goes down to 10% now instead of 100%. So you can't make it pure black, but you can make it pretty darn bad. So there is that. Other than that, there's not really anything else to really mention about this update, I don't think. So that's going to do it for the video. I do hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, please do like, subscribe, share, do all of those wonderful things like that. Because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. No, it's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful for yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.